Hello, Lakers Nation. Welcome back to Crazy About the Lakers, your home for the latest Lakers news, trade rumors, breaking updates, and everything happening around the purple and gold. If you're a true Lakers fan, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a thing. Now, let's get right into today's update. The Los Angeles Lakers entered the 2026 NBA offseason knowing that one of their biggest priorities would be finding a long-term solution at the center position. While the organization has already made important moves to strengthen its roster around Luka Doncic, the front office remains convinced that another major addition is necessary before the team can realistically compete for an NBA championship. Although DeAndre Ayton recently exercised his player option and will return for another season in Los Angeles, few around the league believe the Lakers consider him the definitive answer in the middle. Ayton's decision to opt into the final year of his contract provides stability, but it does not eliminate the organization's desire to upgrade the position. Throughout last season, the former first overall pick displayed flashes of dominance, showing why he was once considered one of the league's brightest young centers. However, inconsistency continued to define much of his campaign. There were nights when Ayton looked capable of controlling both ends of the floor, protecting the rim, finishing around the basket, and dominating the glass. Unfortunately for the Lakers, those performances were often followed by games in which his defensive intensity and overall engagement noticeably declined. For a franchise with championship aspirations, that inconsistency remains a significant concern. The Lakers believe they need a center capable of providing elite production every night, especially now that Luka Doncic has become the unquestioned centerpiece of the organization. According to multiple reports throughout the offseason, Doncic has made it clear to management that he hopes the team will pursue what has been described as an A-list center before the beginning of his second full season in Los Angeles. That request has immediately shaped the Lakers' offseason strategy. General Manager Rob Pelinka and the front office have reportedly explored virtually every major name available, whether through free agency or trade discussions. Walker Kessler, Mitchell Robinson, Jarrett Allen, Miles Turner, Robert Williams III, and several other frontcourt players have all been connected to Los Angeles at various points during the offseason. Now another intriguing opportunity has emerged. Detroit Pistons center Jalen Duren has rapidly become one of the most fascinating names on the market after negotiations between him and the Pistons reportedly stalled. According to ESPN, Detroit and Duren remain a sizable distance apart in contract negotiations despite the talented young center entering restricted free agency as one of the summer's premier available players. The report immediately captured attention across the NBA because of what it potentially means for interested teams. ESPN also revealed that Duren has scheduled meetings with outside organizations once free agency officially begins, and one of those meetings will reportedly take place with the Los Angeles Lakers. That development represents a significant shift from earlier reports surrounding Detroit's stance. Only a few weeks ago, there appeared to be little indication that the Pistons would seriously entertain the possibility of losing one of their foundational young players. In fact, ESPN's Dave McMenamin previously revealed that someone within Detroit's organization jokingly sent a message directed toward Luka Doncic. I already heard from someone in the Detroit organization today that said, "Hey, tell Luka to leave JD alone," McMenamin reported during an appearance on NBA Today. At the time, the comment reflected Detroit's confidence that Duren would remain with the franchise. Fast forward only a short time later, however, and circumstances appear considerably different. Rather than dismissing outside interest, the Pistons now find themselves navigating complicated contract negotiations while Duren prepares to meet with rival teams. From the Lakers' perspective, this is precisely the type of opportunity they have been hoping for. At just 22 years old, Duren already possesses many of the qualities NBA executives covet in a modern franchise center. He combines elite athleticism with tremendous rebounding ability, exceptional physical strength, impressive mobility, and developing offensive skills. More importantly, his style of play appears ideally suited to complement Luka Doncic's unique offensive brilliance. Doncic has consistently elevated athletic centers throughout his NBA career. His ability to manipulate defenses in pick-and-roll situations creates countless easy scoring opportunities for rim-running big men. Whether through alley-oop passes, pocket passes, or transition opportunities, Doncic has repeatedly demonstrated an extraordinary ability to maximize the effectiveness of athletic centers. Duren fits that mold almost perfectly. League insiders, including The Athletic's Sam Amick, have reported that Doncic is personally a fan of Duren's game, further fueling speculation that Los Angeles could make an aggressive push to acquire the young center. The reported meeting between Duren and the Lakers only strengthens those rumors. Financially, however, the situation remains extremely complicated. Although the Lakers possess meaningful salary cap flexibility, they cannot simply spend without consequences. With DeAndre Ayton opting into his contract and Marcus Smart expected to decline his player option, Los Angeles could create approximately $52 million in available cap space if additional roster decisions fall into place, including declining Nick Smith Jr.'s team option. At first glance, that appears sufficient. The reality is considerably more complex. Duren is expected to command a contract exceeding $40 million annually, reflecting both his youth and long-term potential. If the Lakers immediately commit that level of money to an offer sheet, virtually all of their remaining cap flexibility would become tied up while Detroit decides whether to match the contract. Under NBA restricted free agency rules, the Pistons would have 48 hours to make their decision. Those 2 days could prove extremely costly. During that waiting period, Los Angeles would be unable to utilize the tied-up salary cap space elsewhere, potentially causing the franchise to miss opportunities involving other free agents. In a fast-moving market where quality players often sign within hours, timing can be every bit as valuable as financial resources. That uncertainty has naturally led league executives to discuss another possible solution: a sign-and-trade agreement. Rather than forcing the Lakers to submit a traditional offer sheet, both organizations could negotiate a deal allowing Detroit to receive assets in exchange for cooperating with Duren's departure. Such arrangements often benefit both sides. The acquiring team avoids unnecessary delays. The original team receives compensation rather than potentially losing a valuable player for nothing. Whether Detroit would seriously entertain such a scenario remains unclear. Pistons reporter Omari Sankofa too recently provided additional insight into the organization's thinking regarding Duren's contract negotiations. Because Duren earned third-team All-NBA honors, he became eligible for significantly larger contract figures under the NBA's designated maximum criteria. Theoretically, Detroit could offer him a 5-year extension worth as much as $287 million. However, multiple reports suggest that outcome appears increasingly unlikely. Sankofa noted that Duren's disappointing postseason performance has influenced Detroit's long-term evaluation. Despite an outstanding regular season, the young center struggled during the Pistons' 7-game playoff defeat against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Those performances reportedly caused management to reconsider committing the absolute maximum financial investment. Instead, the organization appears interested in negotiating a more team-friendly agreement. That difference in valuation may ultimately determine Duren's future. If the player believes another organization values him more highly, accepting an offer sheet elsewhere becomes an increasingly realistic possibility. Unfortunately for the Lakers, they are far from alone. Another Pacific Division rival has reportedly entered the race: the Sacramento Kings. According to league sources, Sacramento has expressed serious interest in acquiring Duren as part of a larger roster restructuring. Unlike the Lakers, however, the Kings appear prepared to pursue a blockbuster trade rather than relying exclusively on free agency. Current reports indicate that veteran all-star Domantas Sabonis could become the centerpiece of discussions with Detroit. Sabonis carries a contract worth approximately $45 million annually, providing Sacramento with a straightforward salary-matching framework should negotiations advance. The Athletic's Sam Amick added another fascinating wrinkle by reporting that mutual interest may already exist between the involved players. According to Amick, Duren reportedly has significant interest in joining the Kings, while Sabonis would welcome the opportunity to begin a new chapter with Detroit. Those preferences naturally strengthen Sacramento's negotiating position. Financially, however, the Kings face challenges of their own. Following Zach LaVine's decision to exercise his player option worth approximately $49 million, Sacramento projects to carry total salaries exceeding $216 million for the upcoming season. That places the organization well above the luxury tax threshold and deep into the NBA's first salary cap apron. Trading Sabonis for Duren would help Sacramento reshape both its financial outlook and long-term roster construction. Meanwhile, the Lakers continue benefiting from their greater cap flexibility. Unlike Sacramento, Los Angeles possesses the financial space necessary to pursue Duren directly without first executing a major trade. Even so, restricted free agency continues, giving Detroit tremendous leverage. Ultimately, the Pistons control the process. They can negotiate a long-term extension. They can match any outside offer sheet. They can explore sign-and-trade opportunities. Or they can simply retain Duren under the terms they consider appropriate. That leverage explains why executives throughout the league continue viewing Detroit as the favorite despite growing outside interest. For Rob Pelinka and the Lakers, patience may prove just as important as aggressiveness. The organization cannot afford to overextend itself financially while simultaneously risking opportunities elsewhere in free agency. Every dollar committed to Duren potentially limits flexibility for additional roster improvements, including pursuing athletic wings, experienced veterans, and complementary shooters around Luka Doncic. Nevertheless, opportunities to acquire a 22-year-old center with all-star potential rarely become available. If the Lakers truly believe Duren can become the long-term answer at the position, this may represent one of the few chances to pair Luka Doncic with a dynamic young frontcourt partner capable of growing alongside him for years to come. As free agency officially begins, all eyes will remain on Detroit, Los Angeles, and Sacramento. Jalen Duren's decision could become one of the defining storylines of the offseason. For the Pistons, it represents a difficult balance between investing in a promising young cornerstone and maintaining long-term financial flexibility. For the Kings, it offers an opportunity to reshape the roster around a younger centerpiece. For the Lakers, it may be the move that finally delivers the elite center Luka Doncic reportedly requested. Whether that vision ultimately becomes reality remains uncertain, but one thing has become increasingly clear. The race for Jalen Duren has officially begun, and its outcome could significantly influence the balance of power in the Western Conference for years to come. Do you think the Los Angeles Lakers should try to sign Jalen Duren? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.